I don't know why my party is showing up on the left-hand side. I might have to go and fix it. But there it is right now. Stone onto Shadhunt. It's going to be an opener by Jarvis. Trying to see if he can blast him out. Mad damage out of the Paladino. Literally just walked in. And Shadhunt is absolutely getting obliterated. Turtle Shell will need some kind of action. Oh my god, right. Judgment in the Dome. They didn't really touch Paladins at all, did they? So this is just a raw Paladin aesthetic over here. As Torvus just went in, slamming out of the park. Kragma walking in as a Feral Druid. The minute convoke, it's going to be a Shield of Edits out of Torvus with that human racial, trying to make sure he can deny any kind of full burst out of Kragma. But it looks like the Feral Druid trying to see if he can go for a little bit of healing of his own into a quick war. It's going to be big bleeds onto Torvus though. Does go for the bubble heads. He's starting to feel the pressure of these downs. Kragma does not want to give up the Chunky just yet. Barskin is all he used. Trying to go for a Cyclone. It's going to give him cat form. Does get himself a bit of that immunity to interrupt. Hold on a second, he actually got himself a big haze buff. Torvus is melting. Does he just go down? Oh my god! He's using the new PvP talent. I forgot what's it called. Wild Aspirations or Wild something. It basically has a Feral Druid. When you use Cyclone, it immediately will shift you into cat form. And on your next finisher within 5 seconds, it's going to give you a free Feral Frenzy. It's actually kind of good. Getting interrupted, will not be able to get value off it. Trying to go for another Cyclone. We'll need to maybe go for an extra defense. It's going to be big zaps out of Warlocks. Trying to see if he can go for a bit of line side. Kragma could be in a lot of trouble. Definitely needs to go for as much self-healing as possible. He does have some survivability. Does he get to use it in time though? Lava Burst. It looks like Amarok does end up capitalizing on him. I think he was trying to see if he could bank up into that big Cyclone, maybe cheese him out. It looks like it didn't quite pan off the same way he wanted to. But it still worked out pretty well either way though. And it's going to be Stone around the corner with the Root to Fall. It's going to be perfect for Earthfire to push in. It's going to be Ice Fury into Lava Burst, but trying to see if he can get it go. Amarok does going for a big old knockback to follow Earth. Elemental does go for the Sun. Earthshock around the corner. Trying to go for the big Zapper. I think he's actually playing into, potentially, he's playing into the big Lightning Bolt build. Are you? The Volcanic Surge. Are you? I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. If he never gets a instant cast Lava Burst, then it's definitely a Volcanic and it does a lot more damage. Light Lasso, does he go in for a casted or instant cast Lava Burst to follow this? That's the question. I guess we'll find out. Light Lasso out of Amarok, as he does end up swapping out to the Stormy Elemental versus the Fire Elemental. So Amarok is one playing with the Storm Melee actually. Earthfire finally gets a root to Amarok. Does he go in for the big go? Does get him interrupted. Sun Tone to follow. Does go in for the big Earth Blast. Lava Burst yet again. He is playing for the Casted Blast. Oh my god, he's actually doing so much damage with those. That's the Volcanic build. Oh, it's so good. It does give you less instant cast capability as a Shaman, but it amplifies the damage of your Lava Burst by like 45% and the damage of Lightning Bolt by 20%. And the procs of Flame Shock, instead of giving you instant cast Lava Burst, give you a way faster cast Lightning Bolt. Big damage out of Amarok though. Got himself lots of instant cast procs. It's the instant cast Shaman versus the hard cast Shaman. And Earthfire trying to go for more of the hard cast to get himself a bit more healing. Knockback yet again. Amarok just knocking the guy around, not really letting him have a stable footing. Just trying to roam around like a beanbag all over the place into a full root by Earthfire. Does gotta make sure he got himself a good line of sight. I think trying to see if he can maybe get a juke out versus Amarok. Trying to start off with the Ice Fury. Root to follow. It's going to be a big a big meteor falling down on the guy with a last trick in the last second. Oh, but he does go down either way though. That's such a weird playstyle. It is a non-instant cast Shaman, which is something that's super unusual. But it does far more to go for capture, so he's trying to see if he can assert his shamanic dominance. Oh my goodness. Versus Diabolicus, he may be in a bit of trouble though, because it's going to be Reflect for Diabolicus, Reflective Frostshocks back to Earthfire X. It is going to be a Succubus. You see, with that Succubus, he's going to have a much harder time trying to see if he can go for any kind of jukes. Big portals opening in. Earthfire needs to go for whatever healing he's got. Does he have any more defensive? He doesn't really have a lot except for a wall. Does get him some pretty fatty heals though. It's actually doing quite well for him. Into a counter strike totem, but a big Infernal is not really going to feel that amazing at all though. He's going to have to play defensive versus the Infernal. He is going to hit by a Succubus. It is broken by the Infernal at least. So Diabolicus definitely doesn't want to push in. Trying to go for Shadow Fury around the corner. Trying to see if he can port Earthfire Axe out of the open. Does port him out the open fire. Trying to go for a bit of Light Lasso. He ends up breaking it. Lava Burst to fall. Doesn't get a full Lava Burst. Now fire is going to end up eliminating the Shaman. That is super unfortunate. My goodness. Oh my god. I'm so fun that build. Wait. Amarok, were you running the instant cast build or were you running the hard cast volcanic build? Because I thought you were running the instant cast build, but maybe I've gotten it wrong. Maybe that's where you ran that earlier fire. What is it? Lightning Elemental. Diabolic is getting charged in by Jacinta. And it looks like Jacinta is playing the new version of Bloodlust. Oh, Burrow. Try to see if you can go wrestle with that Burrow. Can they make a play here? Try to see if you can pop up right under Diabolicus. Doesn't quite catch him though. That is going to be slows constantly out of that succubus as well. Hardcast lightning build. Oh, okay. So you are as well. Okay, so both shamans were playing the hardcast build. No instacast. Jacinta got a random proc instead of just absolutely decimated the succubus. Do not give that thing a chance whatsoever. Diabolicus trying to see if you can play it out a little bit longer. Yeah, it looked like for a second you were casting like instant cast stuff, but I guess I got it wrong. Maybe it's just only Sky Fury. So both shamans were hard casted shamans. No insta. That's weird. Volcanic shamans. That's so unusual for me, man. Interrupted Diabolicus on that Kazmold, but still a big portal hanging on him. Kazmold cannot be interrupted. Why he got to reflect? That's gonna be Sunder on Jacinta. Needs to go for healing, but I think Diabolicus may just have him. Jacinta had no help whatsoever. Does have some wall. Goes through Raptor join in, trying to go for as much healing as possible, but Diabolicus got plenty of instant cast to be able to burn through the melee. Kevin Landis charging out as a Retribution Paladin stun around the corner. Diabolicus probably gonna have the succubus CC right here. Wings available. No succubus for a good second. Does succubus go for CC now? It does. Does Kevin burn a trick? He does choose to burn a trick. Big board for Diabolicus as he got himself plenty of range. Big hammer hanging over the man's head. But it looks like he survives it for the most part. And that's something also to note here. Destruction Warlock, there's a pretty big change that happened in patch 10.1, where globally crits are a lot less effective. Instead of doing 175% of what the damage, where normally in PvE it's like 200% what the damage when you crit with the abilities. In PvP, they changed it for 10.1 to be 150%, so it basically crits at 25% baseline, less effective. Specs like Diabolicus, which is heavy about crits with the Soulfires and Kazbolts, which relies off of crit damage, actually gets a little bit of like a kickback on those Kazbolts damage and the damage of a handful of other abilities. And you can see the Destruction Warlock still got a bit of a kick to it. It's not lost a lot of its punchy playstyle. It's still got quite a bit of that burst to it. Big hammer hanging over Diabolicus' head, but it doesn't really get to max it out. As Kevin under a ton of pressure, could be in a lot of danger. Might be a bubble situation. Yet another Kazbolt hits him. Succubus CC breaks out of it fairly quickly. Bubble comes out. Diabolicus needs some mobility in order to escape Kevin. Trying to go for a big board. Does Kevin go for self-healing? Trying to see if he can capitalize the damage of Diabolicus. Is going to have to veer around the other side of the arena. Still instant cast fire for Diabolicus, stun by Kevin. This is going to be enough though. Trying to go for as much self-healing as he can as he's building up resources. Mordecai sent him in the other direction with portals join in. Does he have a defensive whatsoever? Oh, that Kazbolt at the end does end up capitalizing and taking him out. As Diabolicus got himself a big hanging over their head. But I like the full attire. It looks really good with a tabard. I kind of been trying to see if I can make my whole set work too on my rogue. Diabolicus taking 3 down. Let's see if we still got groups here, boys, yeah? If we still got groups, we'll queue back up again. If we need some help queuing them up.